Hi everybody, I'm Gen Z and this is Bugatti. We are Bugatti.SD on Instagram. We are a Phoenix-based service dog team that's been putting out a lot of information on living with Molossers, which she is, and also living with service dogs and day-to-day stuff, what that looks like. We have been trying to inspire and just give, our audience more information on things and just really opening up our experiences and what our lives look like and being able to translate that to you guys as well. So, what's the point of the videos? We've decided to start doing, I say we, but it's really her that makes all the decisions, can't you tell? We've decided to start creating videos for you guys to supplement some of these posts that I've been doing. I know that I've gotten a lot of great feedback from everyone, and you guys will bring me more topics, and I love to talk about it, but Instagram gives me no space to do so. I can only say so much, and sometimes I leave out some of that awesome information that I want to share with everyone. So, in these videos, I will be able to supplement with the posts and kind of talk and expound a little bit more on these topics. So we wanted to go over our recent posts that we put out, talking specifically about not having a service dog. Or really, not being able to bring a service dog with us, with me. You are the service dog, I wouldn't be bringing you with me. Obviously, as a service dog handler, I don't ever really want to not bring my service dog with me. I mean, she's a piece of equipment, a piece of medical equipment, yes. And so she helps mitigate my disability. So she's very important to me and I do need her, but I also acknowledge that there are times when I will not be able to have her with me, or that I might have to go somewhere and not bring her with me. I'd love to talk to you guys a little bit about what that looks like, what those specific scenarios might look like. The first one is for my dog's health and safety, or we'll start with health. For my dog's health would be basically what we experienced this past month. Bugatti went into heat, as some of you probably already know. I know, yeah, see, that's not fun at all, huh? She didn't really enjoy it, I don't blame her. She went into heat, and so she wasn't able to work. That's just out of respect for the businesses we go into, as well as making sure that she's comfortable and actually wants to work. I don't want to force her to do something that she doesn't want to do, especially if she's not feeling 100%. I know when I go through my thing that I don't feel 100%, so I wouldn't want to work, so I do not blame her at all. So just for her health reasons, sometimes service dogs come out and they just aren't 100%. They may be having not the best mental day. They may have pulled something the night before. They may just not be feeling 100%. They can get sick. They can, get injured. For various reasons, service dogs may not always be able to work healthily on that particular day or for a particular period of time. And there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, they're medical equipment, but you know what else? They're living, breathing animals, and they are going to have bad days. They're going to have days where they, need time off. They're going to need a break. Even for a dog like her that loves what she does, she doesn't want to do anything else. She loves doing her work. But sometimes she still needs days where she's just like, maybe we'll just hang out. Or sometimes there's times where we've been out all day and she's been working flawlessly, and I can kind of tell she's just sort of like, I just need to go home and chill. There's nothing wrong with that. Speaking of not having a service dog, there you go. But there's times where, I go through a whole day of work and I want to just do nothing but hang out on the couch afterwards because I'm tired. The same thing happens to our service dogs. I can't really fault her for that. So keeping that in mind, sometimes I as her handler will have to opt to not utilize her, not take her with me to certain places, just to ensure that she's still happy when she works, that she's still healthy when she works, that there's no other issues, and that if there is, that she's able to have enough time to recover so that she can keep working in the future. The second reason is for her real safety issues. Some of you may know too that I am a dog trainer. By profession, I work with behavioral issues, specifically helping rehab dogs from a wide variety of behavioral issues, from reactivity and aggression and lack of trust issues, fear-based stuff, and everything fun in between. So a lot of times when I go over to a client's house, a lot of these dogs would not do well with having another dog come into their space. Sometimes that's the whole reason I'm there, is to help a dog work through that scenario. Whenever I work dogs, the first thing I want to do is not put too much stress on them. Another scenario would be if I was going to, say, like a laboratory of some kind, and I was having to go through the back part of the area where there's a lot of chemicals. A science lab, comes to mind. If there's stuff like that, I don't want to accidentally expose her to something or put her in danger. Because she is my medical equipment. She is very, very important to me and to my health. So I would rather choose to not bring her along for one specific trip and suffer the consequences for that than have her go, be exposed to something, and then have to pull her and have her recover for a longer period of time. So, short amount of time, I would rather give her up rather than having to wait for a really long recovery period. Or, worst case scenario, have to retire her from service dog work should anything horrible happen. The third reason why I wouldn't bring Bugatti to, a place with me or would leave her at home would be if it completely alters sort of the nature of where we're going to. This is actually in the ADA as a requirement of it, as well as our local Arizona state law. A great example I like to use is last year I went to a salon spa out in Scottsdale. I went with some of my family members. I was very fortunate to go, and it was a wonderful experience. That being said, it was an indoor place that would have things like jacuzzis and saunas and a nail tech room and all that kind of fun stuff. It would be very difficult to bring her to a place like that. Especially a place that's solely built for relaxation and just calmness and really just allowing people to unwind, and bring a dog into a space like that I know would cause some issues or that would maybe be detrimental to other people's relaxation. Or especially going into something like a sauna. Like, I don't really want to bring her into that. I don't think she'd want to go to that, and I also don't even want to think about all of the potential health or safety concerns for that. Because if she came along, it would completely alter our plans or alter the space or the atmosphere. I'm not going to do that. Now, I fully acknowledge that maybe other handlers have different ideas or different interpretations of that particular clause. That's totally fine. I'm not bagging on other people, but for me personally, I'm just kind of going through how I interpret that and what measures I take in order to make sure that I'm fulfilling that, my interpretation of the law. So in a case like that, I didn't take her to the salon with me. I would have loved to, but I was able to go with my family members, some of which who are on my support team, who were my service humans before I ever got Bugatti. So yes, they aren't able to help me and work with me as easily or as efficiently as Bugatti can. They're able to still do so much for me, so that if I do have an episode, that they will be able to take care of me and that I won't be alone or completely helpless. So that's another scenario in which I would not bring Bugatti. The last one would be for a case like just similar to health concerns. Bugatti was in heat. Now, there was a point, especially in the later part of her heat, where she was totally fine, she was feeling good, she was still bleeding a little bit, so she'd need to wear a diaper. But for the most part, she wanted to work. Like, I would leave, I'd go out the door, and she'd be like, wait, aren't you taking me with you? Like, where are you going? My parents would even send me pictures of her with her head poked out of the window as soon as I left, and she's like, Mom, you're not taking me with you. Like, what's going on here, Mom? And she would be very not happy about it. Now, the reason that I don't take her and put a diaper on her is just for more of an ethical perception. One of the tenets of a service dog, both in the ADA and Arizona state law, is that service dogs have to be potty trained. So typically when somebody sees a dog in a diaper, I mean, even my first reaction is, oh, the dog isn't potty trained, that's why it needs to wear a diaper. Or there's incontinence issues or things like that. She's obviously potty trained. That's not an issue. The issue is that she's just in heat, and I don't want her to, bleed everywhere. So, I don't want people to see her in a diaper and think one of two things. Either think that, she's not a real service dog, that, I'm faking her, or they think that that is okay for a service dog to do, that a service dog may not have to be potty trained, that you can just slap a diaper on them and perfect, awesome, that works. I don't want people's perceptions of what a service dog is and isn't to be altered by what Bugatti and I are doing. So kind of for that also consideration is another reason that I opted to not bring her with me. There's a lot of scenarios like this, and these are just a handful, just a small sampling of some reasons why I, as a service dog handler and as a disabled person who utilizes a service dog as medical equipment, would opt to not bring my service dog with me to places. While I am super thankful for everything that she does for me, and I honestly could never repay her for just the amount of amazing stuff that she's brought into my life and just the independence and the better health that I am able to experience because of her, I have to at the same time acknowledge that there are times when I need to put her and her needs and her desires and her health above my own. And those would be some scenarios in which I, as a service dog handler, really have to do that and take that into consideration. That being said, I would love to hear more from you guys. If you guys have stories about when are times you do and don't bring your service dog with you to places, drop them below. I would love to hear them. I would love to screenshot some of them and put them up on my Instagram so that all of my viewers can kind of get a better understanding. You know, service dog handlers, if you guys have some other experiences that you'd love to share with other people, drop them below. I would love to share those too and push that out there. If there's also topics that you guys are like, Genzy, we need you to ramble on about this, or we want you to do a post about this, send them my way. I am always here for answering questions and helping to find answers if I don't have them. And I love rambling on about anything dog related. So, you know, hit me up with some ideas, and I'd love to push that kind of content out for you guys. Thank you so much for being supportive of us, for your kind words, and for really just helping us along on our journey to better health. We wish best of health for all of you guys as well, and we look forward to seeing you guys in future videos. Thank you so much.